Hello, everybody. It's the Old Bear from the Old Bear's Den of Bigfoot, and this is the second installment of a 5-part series. This is where the mother-in-law that had been downgrading her son-in-law gets to understand what he's talking about. In this one, the man had left the last place and he went to a buddy's place, which was just a couple of miles as the crow flies from where he saw the first Bigfoot. And the mother-in-law said, well, I'll just go with you. And you won't have to worry about nothing because nothing will come out when I'm around. And she's got the attitude of she's something special. Well, yeah, she finds out how special she is here in a little bit. Anyways, he goes to a new place. And when he gets to the new place, he sets game cams up, the same ones that he had before, with new straps on them. And it's not them little tiny little 1-inch straps that you buy with him. He bought 2-inch straps to put these things, tie them to the trees. And he sets up a new place, and the mother-in-law went with him first time when he was setting it up. And she, of course, critiqued everything he did. And was telling him, well, that's the perfect way for bears to come in and all this and so on and so forth. Typical naysayer. And they left, and everything was going fine. For about 2 weeks, he went up there by himself, no problem at all. Dumped stuff off. Well, the next time she decided she was going to go with him was week 4. So we're late into June of last year. And she decides that she is going to go with him to protect him from the bad little furry creatures in the woods.
Hummingbird.
Mm-hmm. Coming to get feet. Mm-hmm. They've been drinking out of both. Mm-hmm. Anyways, my wife's mesmerized by hummingbirds. I like them too.
Loud, though.
Well, yeah, they are. Anyways, let's back to the video, Mrs. Bear.
Yes, Mr. Bear. Mr. Old Bear.
No, geez, make me older than I am. Anyway, she goes with him. He goes in with his mother-in-law, and she's standing there, and he dumps the first bushel of a 100-pound bag of apples. Now, he can't carry both of them, and he definitely wasn't going to have his mother-in-law try to carry one. That would have been a comedy by itself, and the Bigfoot would have been laughing their butt off for days. Anyways, he goes back to the side-by-side to get one more bag, and she's standing over there messing with the game cams, and she doesn't think they're set up right. And she's messing with this game camera, and it's kind of hidden behind a big tree, but it's on another tree, and you can see the apples. So that way the deer and everything wouldn't see the infrared light on it or anything like that. And you know, of course, deer are curious, and they tend to come over and stick their nose to something to smell it and stuff like that. So she's standing there, and she's kind of hidden behind a tree and a little bit of brush, and she hears thump, 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 thump. And when she hears this, she thinks, well, that's my son-in-law coming back with that other 100-pound bag of bushel, but it's coming from the wrong direction. It's coming from the completely opposite of what her son-in-law should be coming from. So she turns around, and there is a hairy creature with breasts standing there, and it looks at her, and and you could tell that this was probably a alpha female. She was by herself. She carried herself, from what the mother-in-law said, carried herself well. And she kind of like freezes. Well, the female Bigfoot didn't notice her, grabs apples and starts filling her arm up with some apples, and in order, I guess, to carry them back to the rest of the family unit or clan. So she makes the mistake of, well, I don't know how to say this, but she makes a mistake. And makes a noise, a gasping sound. The female Bigfoot instantly looks up and locks in on her. And she stands up and kind of goes, like she's clearing her nose or her throat or something, and turns and walks off with bent knees, mind you, like all of them supposed to walk off with. It's a little hint, people. If they're not bent kneed, 9 times out of 10, it's probably someone pulling a fake. If it's standing erect like we do when we stand at attention, it's not a Bigfoot. Little side note for y'all. So, no telling how long she's standing there frozen. The son-in-law comes back, and he hollers for her, "Where you at?" And she's standing there within like 10 feet of him, and she's still frozen. And he hears a whimper. The mother-in-law emitted, and he drops the bag of apples without opening it. And she walks over and looks, and when he walks right in front of her, she just says, "They're real." And he said, "What's real?" "Bigfoot." He looked at her and he said, "Oh, how do you know this?" "Female got apples." And she's not talking any louder than that. So she's there completely scared. He gets her out of the woods. Now, here's the bad part. He's got a real nice truck. Mother-in-law, her constitution wasn't very good, evidently. And she's got wet jeans. And because mother-in-law's not very old, so she doesn't wear, khakis and all that stuff. She wears blue jeans. So he has to go down the road to the little town of Montgomery, go to the Dollar General and buy a couple of towels and put underneath of her on the seat. Now, she had to ride in the back to Dollar General. He got her home and goes in the house, tells the wife that, "Hey, Mom saw a Bigfoot." Well, Mom goes in there. The wife goes in there where Mom's sitting on the thing. She knows that she's soaking wet in her pants. And she gets her up there into the shower, gets her all cleaned up, and the whole time all she said was, "They're real." female. Big boobs. And she just kept repeating it, according to what the son-in-law and daughter said. So, that's the installment part 2. I hope you enjoy it. We will see you on the next installment, and we'll talk about the wife, Mama. And we will be back with that one day next week. And we hope you enjoy it. Y'all have a wonderful night, and may God bless each and every one of you.
God bless. Night night.